Hey there, welcome back to Talking with Clyde. Guys, as always, thank you so much for continuing to support my videos. I cannot do this without you, and I just again want to thank you all for your support and for your continued support in the future. This will be the third part of my Kids Are Kids series. And this will focus on older kids that are on average 8 to 12 years old. And in this level, they primarily focused on learning more grammar rules as well as polishing their speaking and writing skills. And with this, as well as the next video, I will also showcase several videos of my kids where they practice the English language in a variety of ways in hopes of hopefully improving their English skills. One thing before I really get into this video is I want to say this level you really start to see the gaps of English skills really widen with all the students. While the strong students or people with gifts in English or those that really worked hard, you saw improvement with them every single week. While the kids that chose not to do the work or really had who really struggled learning English, you saw that they a lot of times got weaker as more rules were put on. And normally, this was like the level where normally, in order for you to see consistent growth with your kids, teachers and parents had to work together to hopefully see consistent growth. And I am sure any teacher, wherever you teach in anywhere in the world, this sounds very familiar. One of the great challenges in this level is that a lot of times we'd have teacher meetings on asking how come the test scores for kids are not the best in the world, and we would always face many outside factors why they were not the best because living environments and some kids didn't have the support they really needed, and also of course parents always wanted to see results, and anyone that's mastered the craft knows in order to get really good at your craft, it takes its time, it's a process, it's a lot of hard work. However, only thing parents saw is we pay the money, we want to see the results without any work being done on their part. So one way we try to show results was through trying to make sure that parents always saw some sort of speaking practice the kids were doing. And sometimes you will get a child like this, and other times you'll get a child like this. And the kid that spoke very well, they're normally the kids that really listen, pay attention, and do the work, and usually get it done right the first time. The child that had a struggle a little bit, he normally did not pay attention or just didn't pay attention to anything the teacher was saying and chose not to do the work. So, and other times they just had learning deficiencies, but in his case he chose not to do the work, so it took multiple tries just to get that. And also, I'm sure you also heard kids in the background, which also was another factor what kind of made this a little bit difficult, because ideally you wanted two people, one to take the video and one to try to calm the kids down. But a lot of times we had to do these videos ourselves, and that was a huge challenge trying to take a video of a kid speaking and trying to calm all the other kids down. A few things that made this level quite a bit different from the levels I talked about in past videos is, for one thing, this video required a lot more book work. And well, in this, a lot of teachers did different things, but one thing I did was we started with recreational or sometimes try fun activities to reinforce what they were learning, and then book work. And the activities we did now could be a lot more grand. Like the whole class could be involved. They could be grand board games. They could be they tried to do skits in English. They tried to make up their own things. And then as the classes evolved or they grew into higher levels, they could even write their own short stories. And depending on the class we had, the right group of kids, this class could be absolutely amazing. This level could be amazing. However, if you had I'd say the rougher group of kids or the wrong group of kids, or sometimes it just takes just one bad kid and it can be a very, very trying, very difficult class. I mean, this level particularly had one of my worst classes, and I'll go over it more in a later video, but usually what led to having a bad class is kids would really want the attention and they would do everything they can to have all the attention in class, so the whole focus of the class would shift to that one child or sometimes group of kids. And then you find yourself spending a lot of the class trying to focus the attention back on the lesson versus the kids. But then by the time you do that, the lesson's over and you find that a lot of your kids have no idea what you taught. As I touched on a little bit, was book work in this level was very different because unlike the previous level, book work was no longer at the end of class. Like typically you would see concepts, bookwork, concept, bookwork, and every teacher normally did this very differently. Like no class would ever be the same. Like my class was done one way, but if I went to one of my co-workers' class, they would do things much different, and you would really see different teaching styles starting at this level. And one of the last things I would like to mention about this level is also when it's time to get them ready for ceremony, which is what we kind of do at the end of the level where we invite the parents to see what they've learned. This is an example of sometimes one thing we would do as a nice little icebreaker. Yeah, you get a kid singing. But as anyone who talks can imagine that kids don't like to really fool around and use this as an excuse to kind of play and not take it seriously until it is like 30 minutes before the parents come, and then they want to take it seriously, but it's like, they're like, oh no, we gotta take it seriously, but by that time it's kind of late, and either they really get it or they don't, and ceremonies for this level could vary. And I just would like to say that even though I've saying a lot about these kids, I would like to clarify that all in all, this has been a very rewarding experience for me, and I'm sure as anyone could say, no matter where you are in the world and if you're teaching, you will get some kids who will truly make you proud. Other kids, they did what's expected, and other kids that will make you sad. But one thing that is universally agreed by many teachers is the experience in teaching is most of the time very rewarding. Thank you so much for watching Talking with Clyde, where I've talked about teaching roughly around 8 to 12-year-olds. My next video will be about me teaching teenagers, roughly 13 to 16-year-olds, and the differences between teaching teenagers and, well, everyone I've talked about in my previous videos. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Please message me or check me out on my social media outlets. I hope everyone has a terrific day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.